Today what I'm going to share with you is how I'm creating my NFTs. So these are actually patterns that I've created using a particular piece of software, which I'm going to demonstrate to you today. But I want to show you first where these started from. So this was my original piece of artwork called California Poppies, and it's a piece of fiber art. It's all fabric, little tiny pieces that I have stitched together and sewn over with a lot of thread to make it look like a painting. So I took this and then I created this from it. And this was done using another piece of software and some filters, which I'm not going to show you today. But there's lots of different looks you can get out of the same image. So to go from this to one of these takes a piece of software, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So we're going to go over to, it's called repper.app. And this is what their homepage looks like. It is a subscription service, so you do have to pay for it, but you can play with it for free if you want. You just can't download anything. So we're going to go ahead and start it up. I've already logged in, and it's going to take me to my project page, and I've already got several projects in here, but we're going to start a new one today. So we're going to start a new project, and we're going to call it Poppies. I forgot which one I want to use today. I think it's 4. So I'm going to start with one of these. Oh no, it's not 4. It was 13. Oh well, I'll have to rename it. Okay, so I'm going to take this one, Poppies 13, and upload my image. And there it is. So now we're going to open this up. And it automatically comes up with a pattern, and I don't know if it always comes up with the octagon pattern or not, but that seems to be what I always get. So I'm just going to give you a little rundown on what this thing can do. There's lots of different patterns that you can do, so you can just scroll through them and see what you get. Lots of different ones. Some of these are seamless, which means that you can just lay them over and over and over again. Some of them are not seamless, like the half brick, like this one. So you can also increase the size of what portion of the image that you're going to use. You can move it around to show a different portion of the image, and just get all kinds of fun stuff. There's other things that you can do, like effects. If you need to adjust the color, or if you want to convert it to black and white. Oh, that looks terrible. You can do a vignette. You can do gradients, which could be kind of fun. You could do halftones if you wanted to get kind of a that comic book look. Duotone if you want to have 2 different colors. That could be fun too. And then metamorphosis. Oh, that's not really showing anything on this image. This basically goes from changes colors along the width of the design. So that's some of the things you can do. Then you can of course export, and then you can look at a single tile for the image. So that's what a tile would look like. And then if you want, you can do the surface. And the other really cool thing is 3D, where it will show you what it looks like on an actual object, like in this case a pillow. So I could make this, let's see, let's do this, and then we're gonna decrease the size of the block. There we go, a little tiny one, and then we put it over on this poppy. That would be kind of cute, actually, as a fabric. So what I'm looking at for using this software for is creating the NFTs, of course, but I'm also looking at it as potential for quilt patterns and potential for quilt designing, and also for fabric, because this would look really cool as say a dress or as a scarf, or some other products that you could do. So this has a lot of possibilities to it. So I'm going to actually play around and create something, just show you how my process for figuring this out. So I kind of prefer the seamless ones, just because they're a little easier to work with. And it just depends. It depends on the look that you're going for. Like this I don't really like. It's kind of boring. Now that could be interesting. There's other things you can play around with, like the aspect ratio. If I wanted to make this tall and skinny, I can do that. Or I can bring it back this way. Let's go back to a fixed. Let's see what we get here. That's getting kind of interesting. Now let's go back. I kind of like the little bit of blue in the center there. What if I make it bigger? Ooh, there we go. That's getting, ooh, I like that. Okay, let's see. Like that. Yeah, I kind of like that one. Let's see if we move it over. Okay, well, before I go any further, if you hit over here the save snapshot, and then I move this over like that, I can go back and click on this and it'll take me back to this one I saved. So that way, if you find something that you kind of like but you want to keep looking and see if there's something you like better or not. I'm not seeing anything that I like any better. That kind of looks like an eyeball in the center. That's getting too small and too much blue. I don't like that much blue. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, so let's see what the difference is between this one and this one. That one. I kind of like this one better. I like the darker blue in the center of the green. So I kind of like that one. So my next step would be to export it. So if I were to export this exact thing, the pixel size on it, and they do export at 300 dpi, which is really good, but the pixel size is 2424 by 1702, which that's not bad, but a better way, if you want a super high resolution image that you can go larger size with, is to export the tile. And oh, this one's huge. That's interesting. So the pixel size on this is gigantic. That's actually going to be way too big for what I'm trying to do here. So size maximum, size custom. So I'm going to go down. So you can actually tell it what size you want. You can change the DPI if you want as well, and you can also export it as either a JPEG or a PNG. It doesn't really matter for what I'm doing with it. So I'm going to go with what I've been doing of 2200 by 2200. There's no particular reason for you to do it at this size. I just happen to do it at this size because that's my original of oops, not that, of this ended up being 6600 by 5400. And so when I export the tile and create a larger image out of it, I'm using 6600. So I do 3 of these in a row and 3 of these up and down, and then I save it as a rectangle. So it's exactly the same size as all of my other NFTs. So I wanted to make sure that it ended up, see, all of these are the same 6600 by 5400. So I just want to make sure everything is the same size. So all of these are also the same size, the 6600 by 5400. So basically all I do is I go into Photoshop, or well, in my case Photo Paint, and then create a new one that's a new image that's 6600 by 5400. And then I import it in here, copy paste, merge, and and out it goes and it's all done. So that is how I use Repper, and I hope you got something out of this. Thank you for listening.